Yes, again, we're back. I said I was going to start to get into a little bit more in-depth content. Um, you hear the emotional rhetoric and rants from the frustration that men go through by dealing with the black woman and her behavior, her mindset, and her delusion. The black woman is the only woman on this earth, the Americanized black woman, that demands her man to be perfect despite his plight and his history in this land called America. You look at the Mexican, you look at the Asian, you look at the Indian, you look at the Caucasian couple, and the bar is usually not as high. They get a lot more cooperation and compliance from their women, and they meet about 40 to 50% of the standards that black women have. Yet they have happy, flourishing families. They get into business. You notice black women are the only ones that get into business to only go on exotic trips and to buy materialistic bullshit. Well, somebody will say, well, white people buy that stuff too. Of course, but they buy it in the realm of I can actually afford it, and they don't buy it to gloat and to throw it in people's faces. You don't see a lot of white male men and women with the Dior and the Gucci and the whole family in Burberry and all of this type of shit with 100 pictures taking professional photo shoots to show off the materialistic items. They just exist because they're not new to it. They're used to it. It's okay to have nice things. I'm not saying that, but you look at how the black woman gloats when she comes into money. You look at the new baddie. Everything is designer, and she's gonna let you know that everything is designer. The wigs, the extension, everything is high priced, and what they do is price themselves out of the market. See, when it comes to consumption, it is about supply and demand. Even though you may have the demand, that does not necessarily mean you can supply it. You have things that are priced that you want to sell, and then you have things that you will sell if the person pays the right price. You see this remedial mindset and this tactic on social media a lot. You'll have a person selling something and they'll say, inbox me for price. Motherfucker, what is the price? I'm not about to get into your DM because you know you're going to price it out of a lot of you're going to price it out of the market to sell. You're going to ask for a crazy number. I've dealt with this, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not, and I see why you kept the price hidden. See, a black woman cannot really tell you what they want because they don't know. But the independent black woman, this beautiful fool, as I like to call her, has participated and been implicit in her own genocide. The independent black woman thinks she does not need a man, and if she gets a man, okay, but he has to be perfect though. Yeah, I mean, if I get married, I will. If I don't, I'm cool. But if the perfect guy shows up, she'll entertain the thought until she finds something wrong with him. Because black women are great at self-sabotage and relationship sabotage. Well, one would ask, well, what is relationship sabotage? Well, relationship sabotage is when a woman gets a viable candidate, everything is going well, but they have to find something wrong or incorrect because they're constantly comparing their relationships to those they see on the internet. When I see young black women sharing celebrity couples quotes and pictures and, putting their own caption, and I automatically know that they're going to be single for the rest of their lives. What fool gets consumed or engaged in celebrity personal in a celebrity's relationship These are celebrities. These are anomalies. They don't live the everyday life. But this is the thing. Black women that get a degree, they try to meet certain metrics because they think that puts them in a different stratosphere of existence. So when a woman gets a six-figure business, even though she is paying a lot of debt. See, they talk about the money they make, but they don't talk about the debt that's lingering that they have a forbearance on when it comes to maybe credit cards. And I don't think you could do forbearance on credit cards, but student loans, because these women are not paying for school themselves. And a lot of them are not reaching the academic level and ACT scores to go to school for free, because those that go to school for free are due diligent nerds. And nerd is not a degrading label. The ones that go to school and get the free ride, they have dedicated themselves to academics. But you have women now going into education as if it's a fail safe for not having a suitable mate, because they know they've been indoctrinated, but yet they will not admit it. That's why there's no point in arguing with them. When you see them on the platforms, you see them on these live videos, the comment section, they always try to change their argument every time a fallacy is identified. The independent black woman has priced herself out of the market, and now every woman does not want to. Marriage is not a goal no more. Well, if marriage is not a goal, why are you so concerned with relationships? You see the women that say and speak about relationships and marriage a lot. These are the same ones who say marriage is an option for them or marriage is not a goal for them. Yet you look at their posts, 60 to 70% of them are about relationships. You cannot make this up. Women are hypocrites by nature. They do and say the contradictory things. They're duplicitous. They say one thing, they present themselves to be one way on social media, but outside of social media in the real world, they're nothing like what they post. They're not who they post to be. That's one of those cliche phrases that they use for social media fakery. The independent black woman doesn't even know she's been fooled and has been made a fool for quite some time now. You mean to tell me you're all of that, a bag of chips, and no man on the earth wants you? If you had all these options, if you had all of these men in your inbox, and women think men being in their inbox equates to them being options for wives. You'll be a concubine or a bed wench at best. These men do not want to wife you. You are physically appealing. See, men and women, women think men and women are the same. Another foolish delusion that they play in their minds. Well, do we get to do it? Yeah, you can also come and pour this concrete, jack this car up, change the oil, change the tires, mow the grass. You can do that as well, since you want to do what I do. If a man wanted to be with a woman who thinks and acts like him, would not he just go with the alphabet? Wouldn't he date a man? If he wanted to date his equal, why wouldn't he just be a alphabet boy? See, we don't think in depth. We don't think under the layer. We only go by the surface and how it makes us feel. And you notice women are always triggered by these conversations, because if they weren't triggered, if the words that were spoken weren't truthful, they would not apply. They would just skim over them, would they not? But the indoctrinated genocide that black women in particular has played in, even when it comes to aborting babies, you have this character, Cynthia G, talking about aborting black male babies, but you need a male to get pregnant to create a male or a female. This is the delusion that is constantly circulated, the conditional feminism or femininity, I would say, the conditional submission, the conditional wifely character. I'll be a wife if a real man show up. I mean, if the right man show up, I'll change. No, the fuck you won't. You're going to be the same deluded, foolish, self-absorbed, narcissistic woman that you've always been, which is why you're single now after six. What is it now? You're on number 7. This is your 7th boyfriend. That's why when you listen to women, when you have to know how to ask questions and know what to listen for. When you ask a woman, so when was your last relationship? You mean official? That means someone's been knocking the bottom out, which we already know this. Women think they can run the same dog, and they want to do the same tricks. They think the same, they think they're smarter than men. They really do believe this because they've been told they're the most educated. Really, in reality, they're the most enrolled, not educated, but enrolled. So they think that they're smarter than men, so they play the same tricks, they play the same game, which is why you look at women across social media, they're all looking alike. They have the same baby hairs and same colors, same makeup style, same phone, same bag, as I always say. They have the same uniform on, just different names. But she is participating in her own genocide knowingly and unknowingly, thinking she's going to go up a level above men in the top of the food chain or in the food chain. You're not. Because you cannot work as long as we can. You're not physically built in the same fashion that we are. You're not built like men. Only foolish women believe that they're equal to men. The smart, feminine women, they sit back and let their men be men. You see the couples in this thumbnail, yet you see this black woman over here, independent, bitter, angry, that Prince Charming has not come to save her from the streets. See, these are the same women that have babies by men who they hate, but will out the same mouth will speak to a higher standard that men should meet before dating them. And you've heard this before, ladies, you will not get higher than your child's father. In most cases, they're using you. You have women quoting the Sierra prayer verbatim. Sierra is very smart. Just think about the process of me saying, you know what? I'm now living in the condo I wanted. I'm now driving the Corvette Z06 that I'm looking at. I'm now doing the things that I've manifested and worked hard for, sacrificed for. And I say, well, I'm gonna tell you guys the prayer that I did, and you got to recite it verbatim to get what I got. You have black female fools reciting Sierra's prayer verbatim, thinking they're going to get the same outcome. The independent black fool, aka the black woman, she's a beautiful fool. Her beauty has deluded her so much she doesn't even know she's losing, or I won't even say losing, but she's already lost. Men are not committing to women, and that is going to be an issue in the long run, because women think that their experience, the anecdotal experiences that they have, applies to other women. She got a millionaire husband, so I can get one too. Yet they have done nothing to work. They have not practiced any discipline. They think 6 months of celibacy or a year of celibacy is going to save them from 8 to 9 years of hoeing, sleeping around. It doesn't work that way, baby girl. I'm sorry to tell you. But you have been indoctrinated with all of the feminists. Women are now men, and the women are now the most educated, leading. And no, you're not. The numbers are there. The numbers are there. You've been fooled, and you have played a great role in your own demise. And there will be retribution due. There will be retribution due. So when you think about the independent black woman, if you hear a woman speak the word of independence, you need to get away from her ASAP. Because an independent woman cannot be dependent, can she? Can you be two things at once? Can I be sleeping awake at the same time? No. Can you be white and black at the same time? No. You can only be what you are. You cannot cut it on and cut it off. You cannot choose to be feminine when a man that suits your current needs appears. See, women have this conditional feminism, or this conditional mindset to where they think they can cut it on and off. The true you will eventually show. And this channel, again, is designed to show men how these colors look, how the true nature of a female displays itself without you having to do anything. You don't have to ask all you have to do is observe. Just watch and ask the right questions and listen to what is not said versus what is said. You mean you mean like real official relationships? That response lets you know she has Tyrone on speed dial when she needs that itch scratched. See, every woman has a little bit of hoe in them. It's the smart women that keeps it suppressed. It is the woman that was raised upon morals and values that want to walk upright. There are very few. A man cannot make a woman a wife. She has to be a wife, therefore he marries a wife. But you guys let me know what you think about this video. I may do a part 2. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Dave Master.